like bobcats, Oh man, they crack me up. Okay, good morning. I believe we are live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. My name is Melissa.
And I'm Rhonda.
And together we're MaverickRx. Today we have some of our friends joining us so we can chat about how excited we are for our upcoming food drive.
Okay, we have Dory and Britt. I don't know if I'm pointing to them right.
Hi.
But
Hi.
I got Britt down here and Dory over here.
I got Britt. No, I got Dory here.
Britt here. Yeah. Good morning, Renata. So tell us about the weekend first. Let's catch up on that.
So tell us, ladies.
What'd you do for the weekend?
I did gardening. I actually went to Bronxbury Farms and bought some stuff to start my vegetable garden. Seeded a lot of things to get started for it. Phil worked on the micro pantry all day Saturday, and then we actually installed it at the church on Sunday. So
nice.
Yeah, awesome. So we had a busy weekend. So it does definitely feel like a Monday today.
That's a good thing. Dory, what'd you do?
Same, outside. I bought Caleb a little mini pool because their big pool's not open, and we filled it with warm water on Saturday, and he played in that and did some gardening yesterday. My mom has a huge yard, and so I dug up some hostas from her and replanted them at my house.
Yeah.
Barbecued. It was nice.
It is nice. What about you, Ron?
Just what did I do this weekend? I'm trying to it was a nice weekend. Frank worked on our fence gates because it had been blown down in the past year, so we got that done, which was a big project. So we completely rebuilt that on Saturday, and the girls and I, well, Angeline and I went for a bike ride, and then we went to my mom's, so that was nice. And then Saturday Sunday we didn't go anywhere. Frank and I went to Home Depot and grabbed some stuff, and he worked on staining the patio, spray painting the patio furniture. I thought we'd try to update it because it's all the finishes off and it's expensive to get a new one, so it looks really good. He did a really nice job on it. So
he's keeping busy, huh?
He is. He's keeping really busy on the weekends. It's hilarious.
I like it. I think it's great. We had a pretty nice weekend. Me and Grace did the windows here at the house on Saturday, and the boys worked with Jamie. So then we took them some Subway. It was interesting. I went into Subway with my mask on. Well, first I went to the gas station without a mask to buy them candy bars, and the dude at the gas station's wearing a mask, but then when I go to Subway, I wear my mask, but the people making my sandwiches are not wearing masks. So I'm like, wait, I don't understand how the mask rules apply, I
don't think the mask is a rule. I think it's a suggestion. Everything I'm reading, it's a suggestion. And even on the windows of a lot of the places, because Aldi and Home Depot I went to, I had my mask around. I got this scarf thing, so I just wear it there. Mm-hmm. And if they tell me to put it on, I'll put it on. But otherwise, I just go in and half of the workers all have it, on their chin. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have noticed this at the store.
No.
Yeah. Most of them wear their masks on their chin.
I had the shock of my life on Friday because a friend of mine made me couple of really cute masks. So I go to put on this really cute floral mask because I figure, I'm going to the garden shop. I'll wear this flowery mask and be all fashionable. And I decided to try it on, make sure it fit well. And I had a panic attack. I was shocked because, being a swimmer and I've snorkeled and I've scuba dived, I didn't think having something over my face would bother me so much. I got the sweats. My heart started to race. I started to feel like I was suffocating. I ripped that thing off. It was all in a matter of seconds. I was shocked.
I think the paper, the real masks don't give you, I think there's probably a little more breathing ability in those because they're made for, they're made for that. But yeah, I read on the window and it just says, suggested. And then the one lady at Home Depot told my husband that, it's suggested. They can't really tell you by law that you have to wear a mask. So I don't know.
I don't
Seems
know.
like that's a lot of hearsay of this and that.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I do think if the government wants to require us to wear masks, the people that make our food should definitely be wearing the masks.
The food is comforting. I find it comforting, the people making the food wearing the masks.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
For sure.
That's what I thought was weird about Subway. Like the guy at the
Yeah.
gas station's wearing a mask, but the ladies at Subway aren't,
So here's one of the problems with the masks and even with the gloves is, from what I heard from someone else who owns a restaurant, is they don't have enough in supply that they can wear them
Oh, yeah.
all the time. And once they touch that mask or touch something,
It's
they
now,
technically,
Have
or
to
they
do it. Get in.
change from one thing to another with their gloves. They have to always change. They're supposed to always be changing their gloves too. So
yeah.
she says it's hard because there isn't enough supply to keep them continually running.
I don't know if you ever notice, like even at the dentist office, your hygienist, like I swear to God, my hygienist probably changes their gloves 3 times when I'm just in the room,
Right.
and that's really the proper way, because
Yeah.
every time you've touched something, that's it, they're done.
Yeah. I know my brother was telling me a story about how he saw this video. This guy went to a drive-through and handed his money to the woman to get a coffee. And he watched the woman put that money in the drawer and then go make his coffee and a couple other coffees. And then he brought that coffee to her. And he's like, so I don't understand why you're wearing gloves. You touched the dirty
You
money
just
that has the
contaminate
virus.
everything.
And then you touched everything else and you made drinks for me and the people behind. Like,
So gross.
I don't understand why you're even wearing gloves.
I took the boys for fast food. I went to Culver's. I think it was Culver's. And one person did the money and there was someone else bringing the food out.
And
So
that's
it
how
made me
it
feel a
should
little
be. And
better.
that's how it should
That
be
makes sense.
always.
Right.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that drove my mom at restaurants is anyone who would touch the rim of the cup,
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
like, so like even at Starbucks, like what if they give you your coffee like this, that would just throw my mom over the edge.
Yeah. Renata said that at Benny's, there's a sign that said you have to wear a mask to come in.
Yeah, some businesses
Some
are
businesses do.
requiring it, from what I'm hearing, and then
Yeah.
some are just saying suggested.
I don't know, man.
The boy at Aldi was telling the people, one person to a cart. Even if you're with your spouse, you each have to take a cart. You can't have 2 people walking together. And you both had to have masks on. Yeah, Trisha told me that.
That's weird.
She goes, would you hate to be that kid, 18 years old, and you're telling these people, I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Who've been quarantined together that they have to now separate.
so he like walked and pushed an empty cart and she's like, okay.
I'd probably be happy. I'd be like, Phil, why'd you get 2 carts behind me? Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that was basically our Saturday. Sunday we had a socially distant family gathering at my house. We all sat in the backyard in like this humongous circle and had a picnic. My parents brought their food, my brother brought his food, and then we went to Hamel Woods, and that was a muddy mess, just a freaking muddy mess. Oh my God.
Was it? Oh yeah, it just rained a bunch.
Lord.
I
A lot
didn't
of
think
rain.
of that.
Yeah, and Cal, he wants so badly to like mountain bike, like full on
Oh,
mountain bike.
oh boy.
Yeah, so he brought it. It's like this is a disaster, you guys. Oh Lord.
Have you taken him to the track on the frontage road
No.
behind Van Horn Woods?
Uh-uh.
There's actually a BMX track that has dirt hills.
Oh, he would love that.
Yeah, you should take him there
I'll take him there.
once it dries out.
Right. We went out to that Sawi Key Park and just walked it. And he was like, next time we're coming, I'm bringing my bike because it is cool. And it is. It really was a cool little place. So anyway, that was the weekend. Then last night we made shrimp with asparagus and red peppers. And yeah, we had a lovely little evening. Played some cards,
Sounds good.
good
Yeah,
times.
we did burgers yesterday,
You
And
did?
I made lemon spritzes for Frank and I.
Ooh, yummy.
Those are so good.
They are so good.
Tell me again, it's limoncello and prosecco.
Yeah, limoncello, prosecco, and just a little bit of sparkling water.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very refreshing.
Sounds good. They are refreshing. They are so refreshing.
Oh, so I did something this weekend, and this might be something you guys could check out on Facebook. They have a site, if you can find it, it's Adopt a Senior for Plainfield, Illinois.
Oh,
So
wow.
I put Aiden on there. He's already been adopted, but there's so many kids on there that need someone to adopt them.
Okay, so explain that to me, because
So
I saw
I
that
think-
adopt a senior. I'm like, what does she mean? Like,
So I guess what it is like they asked us to like list some of their snacks and places they like so that people can send them a card, maybe a gift card, maybe bringing them a little goodie basket, some treats, maybe decorate the house, make a sign, just little things and do some stuff for through this week till I think the 16th, which is when they were supposed to actually
graduate.
and just do nice little things to kind of pick them up and pick their spirits up. So
That's such a great idea.
yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
that
was
is a good
cute.
idea. I like that.
And I saw there's a lot of people that still need to be adopted on there. So I think they just say, if you pick someone, put it on there, maybe private message them and ask them what their kids like, where they live, and then, whatever you want to do.
We should ask Francesca to all her senior Palms girls friends.
Yeah, there has to be somebody
Yeah.
on there that she would know. And it's not just Plainfield South, it's Central, East, North.
Right,
There
all
are
of them.
a lot of kids on there. So
Yeah, it was definitely a gorgeous weekend. I mean, I was excited about the weather. I feel like the weather is like everything in this with this. I don't know about you guys.
We know.
Saying that.
Yeah.
felt
Same.
so good.
Does help though, right? Am I right?
Yes, that's why I think, yeah, we know. That's why we know, because you talk about it a lot.
That weather, the
I'm
weather.
gonna keep talking
it
about it. I'm
affects
not gonna
everything for
stop.
Rhonda.
The weather, it's the weather, it's the weather. My dad, so we got Kate said they've been doing the Adopt a Senior thing down in Florida too. And Chris Chavez said Britt's drinking already.
I am my lemon water.
You don't drink coffee?
No, I don't actually.
No, she's not a coffee drinker.
I'm not a coffee
Really?
drinker.
I always
That's
find
too
it
bad.
fascinating when someone says they don't drink coffee. I don't know why. I'm kind of like, huh, really?
Yeah.
Or chocolate. If they're
Never
like,
liked-
I don't
never
eat
liked
chocolate. I find that to be strange too. All right,
That I
so
do.
Saturday, we've got the food drive. Pretty excited about it. Last time I looked, it had been shared 13 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
I was thinking that we could have some. I'm gonna have the girls do some poster boards to, we should have someone out on the curb.
There
Oh.
you go. Yeah, just like
I
when we
vote
do the
for
call-up.
you.
I think it's fun. I do. I think that's fun, but it's not like a car wash where people would
Well,
come by it.
It's-
If
Yeah,
you
but
don't know,
It's for 3 hours, so they might drive by, go home, grab something, and come back.
go to
that's
Aldi and
true. Good point. Good point. Go. Boss, you're in charge.
I'll wave to you on my way in.
Yeah. Are you gonna have the girls then stand out there and do all that?
might be an idea. I was just thinking it might be an idea.
Yeah.
That
I'm
way the
open to
girls don't
send-
drive you crazy.
Mr. Joe has joined us. Jessica, hello.
Good morning.
And Janet, good morning,
Morning.
everybody.
Hi, Joe. I miss you.
I
Yeah.
wonder, yeah. So,
It almost looks like you're at the Y.
Oh, I know, right? My
What?
husband's office.
The desk looks similar to the one at the Y.
yeah, it does.
I know. We said today, what was 51
So take
days?
care of decorating.
51 days.
Something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Is it today?
I've been quarantined for 51 days. today. Yesterday was 50, day 50.
It's crazy.
It really is bizarre. I can't get this now to open so I can tell you how many times it's been shared. Stupid internet.
I'm
Stupid.
frozen.
I don't
I'll
know.
look.
I'm frozen.
Hello?
Yeah, you keep freezing up a little bit.
Oh, boy.
So I had
Nope,
this
yep.
thought that if all of these people are sharing, how much are we going to get and how many vehicles do we need to load?
Don't know.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. I'm bringing my minivan, so I'll be there for extra food also. But do you think we'll get so much maybe that we might even have to like call like a local just shelter or or a pantry, like something bigger? If it
Yeah.
Well, I
gets that way?
know I know Pat from the Interfaith Food Pantry over on
Mhm.
Lockport Street.
Plainfield
Down,
Interfaith.
yeah, Plainfield Interfaith. So I
Mhm.
could shoot her an email and tell her that if we have extra. But I also
Yeah,
thought
we
if we were willing to leave it in our cars, if we had extra, we could then just make sure we replenish those specific pantries out of our own vehicles throughout the next course of the next week or two. Like I'm okay to
Mhm.
leave it in my,
Yeah.
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 It's a good point.
as a storage place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what, now I saw you had something on, which I think is helpful for everyone that's bringing stuff to the food drive. Like, because sometimes you don't think about these kinds of things when you're doing a food drive. I always kind of just go for the food items, but you even had on there like diapers and wipes and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
which I think-
toiletries, they need toiletries, diapers, wipes, formula, any canned goods, pastas are good.
Right.
Bags of things like beans and rice
Right.
and stuff like that that can withstand some
Right.
heat.
That
and
withstand the
cold
test of
whatnot.
time and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
But like I always, when I ever buy stuff for food drives, I typically buy pastas and all that kind of stuff and canned
Right.
goods and stuff, but I don't really think about the diapers and the wipes. And I thought that's something that's probably really needed. So, and
Yeah,
like
maybe we
toilet
should-
paper and
Maybe
stuff.
we should find a good list to share so people have some good ideas of things to bring.
Yeah.
Because I always go for like canned goods.
I
Right.
have a list. I was part of the Northern Illinois Food Bank task force in Plainfield with the village, the library, the park district, the chamber, and the Y, also the schools. So like Tom Hernandez sat on that, Tasha was on it, and we would meet monthly at the village up and through, it was in September. And so they provided us with a lot of resources as to what people like to receive and what's a
Mhm.
good donation. So I can share that to the page or the event page,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
so people can
I
get some
know-
ideas.
I know something that someone told me because I used to do bags for homeless people. And when they say to put toiletries in, don't put like a bar of soap in. And I could picture it applying to a micro pantry since it's closed and sits in the sun and get some heat, because soap will make everything smell and taste like soap.
Yeah,
So
that, I could see
they always
that.
say to stay away from things like a bar of soap, something like heavily scented.
Good idea.
Trying to.
Yeah, so what about like laundry detergent and stuff? No, none of that kind of stuff.
Probably the same thing. I mean, I know if I leave laundry detergent in my car, my whole car smells like it.
Smells
So
like,
It's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's
have this thing with, even at Halloween, I cannot, like, as soon as like Halloween, I know this is totally like random, but it's kind of the same thing. But when the Halloween candy comes in, it's immediately separated from chocolates and junk stuff like Skittles and Starburst, because I feel like all the chocolate takes on the flavor of all the fruity stuff, and it just don't like it. I want to taste the chocolate, not like a little essence of Skittles and a little essence of Starbursts, you know? I'm right.
the essence.
It's true though, right? Am I not right? It's happened to you, right? With
I
the
don't-
chocolate? Anybody?
I don't know if I've bought it in that big a bowl.
I
Well, I guess I do at Halloween, but I try to stay away from it. Try.
Well, so for me at Halloween, I don't buy Skittles. So like, and then the kids' candy, I stay out of that. I just use the stuff that I buy. So no, Ron, I can't empathize with this particular issue of yours come Halloween time.
Yeah, well, it is something we do immediately when the candy enters the house. We separate. There went my light, folks.
There went my light. There went my light. All right. Well, yeah. So I got the event there for you, Adele. Mr. Joe says fruitcake. You think that means he thinks we should take fruitcake to the food pantry, or he wants fruitcake?
Or does he think we're fruitcakes?
Yeah.
Mr. Joe, do you need us to bring you a fruitcake?
He's going to donate it to get rid of it out of his house.
Yeah, right. It's
Where all fruitcake should go.
right. We would get a fruitcake. My grandma would have fruitcake every year, and she'd give it to us. We never ever would eat it. And
I've never had a fruitcake in my life. I've never eaten one.
It's not good stuff.
It's not good stuff.
Is it actually fruit or is candy in the bread?
It's that candied fruit.
It's like jellied candy in a bread. It's terrible.
And
Sounds
it's
awful.
so dense. It's like a brick.
It's like a brick. That is the best way to describe it. It's like a brick.
It's interesting that everyone hasn't just collectively been like, forget it. We're never making fruitcake again.
Some
There's
people,
a
like my grandma
There's
loved it.
people who like it.
Weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
Mr. Joe says it lasts forever.
it does. It sure does. Lasts forever.
And Chris Chavez, Rhonda believes that you have OCD on your Halloween candy.
Probably do. I have some OCD on a lot of things.
No.
That's a whole nother episode. That'd be an entertaining
That's a whole
episode. The
nother
things you
episode.
have OCD about.
Except charging your light.
Yeah.
Except
Does
charging.
not have
money.
OCD.
Yeah, no OCD on that.
All right. Well, okay. So we're sharing today just a little bit about what is important to us for doing the food drive to hopefully inspire folks to help us and participate in filling these food pantries. Rhonda, what made you think, hey, let's do this?
Well, I just think that so many people are suffering right now, especially jobless people. And I think the one thing that struck me was that, I just one time saw one of the kids that the mom put on there that she needed milk or this or that because she was a bartender. And so she didn't really fall into the category of unemployment. And I kind of thought how many people are in this boat of not falling in the category of unemployment and are single moms and or just anyone for that matter, not even just single moms, but are in need of food and they're struggling right now. So that was my thought process in it, because I think there's a lot of people that
Right,
are.
and you don't even know, especially I think a lot of the time I think when you look around, you think, well, we live in a perfectly comfortable suburban area, and it doesn't hit you that there are people around you who are not feeding their families well right now.
Mhm.
Dory, so tell us a little bit about what inspires you to help people in this way.
I think being part of that committee for the Hunger Action Month with the Northern Illinois Food Bank, we've done a lot of food drives at the Y, and I always am the kind of the point person to get that started and make those connections and figure out where the food's going to go after that. So I've done a little bit of work in my job for that, but I think I have a passion for it too. Just like Rhonda said, the caring aspect, you just never know when someone's down on their luck, and if that ramen or whatever happens to be in that food pantry is their meal for them and their kids for that night. So we've collected thousands of pounds of food at the Y. And so I know that there's people out there that are willing to give and, clean out their pantries. And I just would ask people to make sure that it isn't expired. you know, if it is, as you're going through it,
Exactly.
just throw it away, because then that saves us the
Right.
time from having to do that as we go to place it somewhere. So if we can enlist the help of that, but I think we'll be
Yeah,
very
no
successful.
expired food, please.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
even think of that.
so that's one of the things, you know, the kind of the stumbling block that I've seen when we've gotten food is having to then go through it again,
Mhm.
determine whether, you know, it's worth, you know, sending onto the food bank or throwing out, and then we're doing a lot of the work. So
Mhm.
if they
I
can,
think that's a common thing. People think, oh, I'll just get rid of this. It'll be good for them.
well, and you feel like, you know, when you clean your pantry and you think, you look at something and you're like, this expired in 2017, and you feel like you just bought it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, so
I've done that.
we
right,
all do it. So
right.
just make sure that you're checking. But I think it'll be great. It looks like 50 people about are going or interested. So
Mhm.
if we can
Yeah.
spread that out a little bit more, I think we'll have a good haul.
Yeah, I do
that's good.
too.
Brett,
And it's
what
like,
about you? What about you? What's your like motivating inspirational factor for helping people with the micro pantries? Because you guys have been doing this for a little while.
It just started recently when I found out that there's one down the street for me. And
Mhm.
it's kind of like Rhonda said, it was like, wow, you know, because you feel like you live, and you said it too. You know, we're here in the suburbs. How hard can it be? You know, we all
Right.
have it, you know, not necessarily easy street, but you feel like, you know, most people are pretty comfortable. So that kind of hit
Right.
me. And I always try to take stuff periodically to that. And then when
Mhm.
our church group was sitting and we were trying to like just, you know, think of ways to help, especially now during the
Mhm.
situation we're in. And that was the first thing that came to mind, because I would see on these Plainfield moms pages and all this stuff like, there's no formula. I can't find formula. I can't find this. And you realize there are a lot of people struggling, not just money wise, but because there's other selfish people who are buying stuff off the shelves, and these poor moms can't even get formula for their babies. I mean,
Right.
it's kind of crazy. So so we decided to build a micro pantry, and it just kind of went from there for me.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
kind of where I started, and it's kind of where we ended now.
It's interesting to me when I see people protesting. Not that I want to talk about the debates on it. I feel like people need something to do that makes them feel like they have some control in a very uncontrolled environment.
Mhm.
And I wish that they would use their energy in a more productive way to help the people around them,
Mhm.
because I don't think protesting is going to change what the situation is, and it's not going to help your neighbor. But doing something, or like Rhonda going up to the food bank, gathering some stuff for your healthcare workers, whatever it is, I think is a better use of your time, and it makes you feel good for helping someone, and then it brightens their day too. So I do
Well,
wish
and
that.
look at how this even snowballed. I
Right.
mean, I just came on to talk about, just the fact that I was doing goodie bags for people just to
Yeah.
make people brighten
Mhm.
their mood. And
Right.
it snowballed into how many cards went to essential workers. Now we're doing a food drive. So it's amazing how you don't think about it, but you can do something what you think is so small, and it
Mhm.
can bloom into something so
Mhm.
amazing and
Big
beautiful.
and helpful.
Right.
And
Yes.
helpful. Well, I appreciate all of you guys for your help on this. I think it's going to be a great event. We're going to post some stuff this week about it, so people remember to bring some good things. We'll get a list from Dory, and we'll share that out. So let's wrap it, lady. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Kind of falls into, I guess, right into play here today. What's your focus? If you've ever walked through the model home, you can tell it's been professionally staged. The furniture and decor are perfectly arranged in relation to each room's focal point. There's no confusing the purpose for each space, and the flow from room to room is natural and smooth. Similarly, I can't say that word, when you begin each day, focusing your thoughts on God's goodness and aligning your day according to his will, your purpose becomes fixed on the solid foundation of his love. You are then able to flow from moment to moment, task to task with a supernatural ease and peace throughout your day. Regardless of what happens, keep your eyes on Jesus. Proverbs 2:1-6. If you accept my words and store up my commands within you, listening closely to wisdom and directing your heart to understanding, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. So that's all I got today.
I like it. Thank you for sharing that, Ron.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today, Britt.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
And
you.
thanks for helping us.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
excited about that.
We will
See
see
you all
everybody.
Saturday.
See you
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yes.
It's good. I like how that sounds, right? Like we actually have something and we're
We
gonna
have a
see each
plan.
other, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring your lawn chairs. Bring your lawn chairs. All right. Bye guys.
Bye.